Welcome back to Working with Niko. It's a gray, rainy Saturday, and I've been planning to go outside and work for a lot of days. And throughout the week, I said to myself, "Okay, Saturday it is." I had some other things to attend to, and after that, I needed a resting day. So today, I needed to rest no matter what. My fingers were itching to go out and start doing this yesterday, but I just knew that that would just kick back on me later, so I needed to just force myself to take it easy. But today it's raining, and it's not very warm. It's above freezing, but not much more than that, and kind of ideal weather to force yourself and push your will to do what you're set out to do, no matter what the weather is. So I'm gonna sharpen up the old electric chainsaw and start taking down a lot of those small trees. Some of them are gonna be the wall on that shed that never gets to be finished, and some of it's gonna be firewood. So that's the plan for today. But first I need to sharpen up this chainsaw and make sure that it is fit for fight. I thought I'd start right up here. Those trees right behind the shed is supposed to come down before I take them down. I guess I start here, kind of working my way up and sideways and let them fall this way to kind of make ready space for those trees to come down here. That birch tree there is also going down. Eventually this one is coming down, but if you see the angle of this tree leans straight towards the house. So I think I'm gonna have someone with me for that. So I'm not gonna do that today. But that tree, those trees over there. And let me just see. I always say this on my videos because there is always a chance of someone new watching, and I suffer from trigeminal neuralgia. That's a nerve condition that causes immense pain in my face, and that also makes me unable to work as hard as anyone else. And I'm gonna take it slow. I'm not gonna talk too much about it today. Just a little reminder that part of why I'm doing this and filming this is because I want to show it's possible to do some work and to maintain some activity even if you live with chronic pain. I just heard of someone that almost got shamed because they were trying to do something, and if you can do this, why can't you work and have a normal job and normal work life? It's not as simple as that, and but still trying to do your best and trying to maintain some activity, that's crucial for both your body and your mental health. So that's why I'm doing this, and that's part of why I'm filming this. So I'm not gonna say much more about that. I'm gonna go to work and take it easy and take it slow and find a pace where I can hopefully get down most of those trees here today. And when that is done, I'm gonna see about what comes next. Maybe that will be it, and maybe I continue with some other. There's more trees over here. Most of those trees up to a certain level Uh, I'm planning to take them all down. I do need help with some of them to avoid crashing down on house and garage and all that. But instead of standing here now and kind of postpone my work, because I don't know how good it shows on the camera, but the rain just increased as I spoke, so I'm kind of not very willing, or part of me is not very willing to do this, but let's go to work. Yeah, that didn't go as planned. Luckily it's so thin up there. I don't think it caused any damage, but that was supposed to fall that direction, but I should have angled that more, stopped sawing a little bit earlier, and kind of pushed it that way. But okay, at least those trees they kind of slow down the fall a little bit. But I guess I'm just gonna hurry up before my wife returns. And cut it in the middle and drag it out of there. I don't know if I said it, but one of the reasons it's urgent to get those trees down as quick as possible is it's spring and the sap is rising through the trees, make them harder to cut, and I could feel by cutting down the tree it's already started. So I want to take them down as quick as possible before even more sap comes up and they get even harder to cut, and also before the leaf springs on the trees. So that was the first one, was probably the biggest tree today. There's some sizes behind the shed as well, but first there's a lot of small. think I'm gonna. It's more fun to cut them down and to delimb them and all that. But I realize it's gonna be a hard job to pull them out of there, to take off the branches. I didn't film it, but the first tree that I cut down, I put all the branches next to the garage there, and then I'm gonna borrow a trailer and put it onto a trailer and drive it away. So I think I better start pulling those trees out, maybe all the way over there, and take out the branches. Those logs that I need for firewood, I'm going to put there, and those I can use as, I don't want them to be too big on the walls here. So, but the tops, and of course those small trees that I cut down, I'm going to use them. And first and foremost, it is important to get this wall done, because that's the first thing everyone sees. And then the other wall on the other side, so the neighbor doesn't have to look at all the tarp. And the back side here doesn't really matter. Rain or no rain, this jacket is meant for winter. Too hot, too warm, too heavy. Oh, was the first part. And of course, I should know before I started, because it's always like that. When I first started working, I just pushed the throttle to the floor and work as if I was 20 years and could work 16 hours a day without a break. I'm 40 and I've been chronically ill for 12 years, so, well, it's not that the illness, it doesn't affect my muscles or anything, but when you're bound to sit still in the sofa or being inactive for a longer period of time, it's kind of obvious that you can't just go out there and work as hard as if you've been active for a longer period and you're used to work. So I'm not gonna stop now. I'm gonna head inside, find a new battery to the camera, take a little break, drink a little, and then I'm gonna achieve my target today, which is getting those trees right behind the shed down, that little one there, that little pine right there. Cheers. I don't feel a little bit shaky in my arms and stuff. That's just because I haven't used my arm a lot for. Well, the last video I put out there, I just watched, I checked the, when I actually posted it, it's 21 days ago. And by the time you will be able to watch this, it's 23 or 24 days ago. So it's kind of low activity on this channel right now, but I hope to kind of pick up the pace a little bit on content, but I need to have something to show, and just don't force out any content that is completely uninteresting. I need to have something to show for. But also it's important for me to show that I try to maintain some kind of activity. But of course, some of the activity I do, like chores inside a house, I'm not going to show you around all of my house. I'm going to keep that private. This little frame here is okay, but I'll, for the sake of my wife, also I want to keep my home more private. But if I make a priority out of making content ahead of helping my wife in the house as much as I'm able to, that wouldn't be fair to my wife. So of course I need to make sure that the floors are vacuumed and the dishes are done. Things looks all right before I go outside and do things that are of course necessary. I don't make content just to make content. There's things that needs to be done anyway. But inside a house is where we live, yeah, and that's the most important thing. And outside is secondary to what happens inside a house. So, in the name of being just to my wife, I need to prioritize that, which means not making content for the channel. Okay, I had a drink, I had a little break, and I kind of feel the tiredness kind of flowing into my body right now. So I'm gonna change the battery and I'm gonna go outside and try to work another hour. Because if I sit too much longer now, I'm not gonna be able to do that. Maybe get down those first. That's gonna be done anyway. Yeah, I think so. Sånn. Det var bedre. I don't know if putting you up here is a good idea, but I'm gonna try and hope I can steer the trees away from the camera. I don't know how much you see up here. I do think you see me. It's kind of hard to stand up here. Wired electric chainsaw. It's only trouble. Where was I? Here. sitting here cutting this tree, it's not gonna happen. Because if something happened, I would like to be able to push further up to get it the way I want it. And it can also snap up and hit me in the face. And I got enough face pain already, so I'm gonna try to position myself in a way that I can both steer the tree and get away from harm's way. I want to come this way. Thing is now, it snapped on the outside, which means it would kind of cling to the inside here and try to turn the other way. So I'm gonna put on pressure the other way. This is a little bit scary. And the chain is stuck. And of course, what you don't see, which I can't go around to film it now, but I should have looked more up. There are some branches that are stuck in between those trees, make it want to spin. But we're not talking about a very big lumber here. So I'm just gonna push, hope for the best. Voila! This is kind of leaning this way, a little bit towards you. But it's quite thin at the top, so if I make a cut that goes a little bit that way, it won't go that way anyway, but I can probably push it the right direction still. All right, yeah, time to wrap this up. I think. Uh, used I used what I had left of energy now. So, but I got everything cleaned up from here. All the branches and stuff. I had a whole pile here. So I piled the firewood here. I'm gonna cut it up later, not today, and put it inside the shed. All those standing up along there is stuff I cut down today, and it's more open. I don't know how many trees I cut down, but let's try to count the remnants of the tree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. At least 12 trees, and a lot of small things, and not much, I know, but for me and my condition, it's more than enough. I also delimbed and cut them into pieces and put all the rubble in one place. So all in all, I think I should be satisfied, even though this was 3 hours of work. Um, I'm probably gonna need to take it easy the rest of the day and whole of tomorrow before I even try doing something again. So that says something about if you're one thinking, why can't this guy do normal work? Well, this costs more in energy than a normal day would before, and that was 3 hours with a solid break in between. So 2 times 1.5 hour of working. So if you're with me so far, please give me a thumbs up. It's completely free, and subscribe. That's also completely free. If you have any comments, I appreciate that. If there's something you want to know about living with chronic pain, about my diagnosis, or just living with pain in a more general perspective, please ask, and then I can address it in a later video. That will also help me getting a better perspective on things when I know what people actually wonder about. So feel free to do that. You can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok, working with Niko. And thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.